I thought I heard him say, Bishop, that he's adding us to one of those records.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So
hey, look, don't
Especially the
start
tree.
me, because we could just do a whole go-go album.
listen, you ain't
You know what
saying
I'm
nothing
saying?
but a word.
Don't start me. I'm telling you, don't start me, because I'll have some people on the go-go, because there's a lot of people. So go-go, I always relate go-go and reggae. Like not reggae, but really like dancehall. Because reggae is different, right? Reggae is like Bob Marley and Toots and the Maytals and, Dennis Brown. But dancehall and go-go, I always relate because they're two huge forms of music that kind of are only understood in pockets. And on the dance floor. Like you could throw on a hot go-go record during a party and they'll get it. But they don't really know go-go music. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know Junkyard and all that. Like they don't know none of that. You know what I'm saying? But they'll dance to the record. Same thing you could do with a dancehall record. They won't know who that Elephant Man record is, but they'll dance to it. You know what I mean? But I still think that there's some life to explore there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
There's a groove and a rhythm there that's, inherently black. It's just dope. Like it's just dope. And if you ain't grow up around it, we're lucky because we were New Yorkers, so DC's not too far. So we're lucky. You know what I mean? That we were able to be exposed to it. But like you take somebody like Seattle or Portland, they might not know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So while we're on the subject of go-go, how has go-go influenced you musically?
I think
like
just
with your records.
the drum rhythms and some of the stuff, like some of the stage stuff, like what I always like about the go-go bands, and I still like about the go-go bands, like they'll shout out their neighborhoods like right there from the stage. You know what I mean? And that's so powerful. Like that's crazy powerful. So I took that. I took that and I would go to a city like Sacramento, right? And say, yo, what's the hottest neighborhood here? Like, yo, and I would do it. But I got that from the go-go bands, right? But I would do that on tour. Because, in go-go, it's like, north side, south side, different things. So, yeah, like that. And then musically, I just think rhythm-wise, just kind of like holding to that beat, and Stetsasonic being a band holding to that beat live. Like I remember, and I have the tape. Some DJ sent me the tape. It's dope. I got a tape where we played DC. We played the Cap Center, and we opened up playing go-go. Because, we're a band. So we opened up. Y'all tired yet? Y'all ready to quit? It was crazy, yo. You know what I'm saying? And they so much. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't tell that story. Somebody quit. Let me just say this. Another rapper, very, very popular, did not go on stage after us after that.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. Because, we were loving being on stage with Rare Essence and everybody. Like, that was it for us. That was dope for us. But the rest of them, they couldn't understand it because you in DC. So it don't matter that you got a top 10 record. You understand what I'm trying to say? A go-go band come on.
We were just having that conversation last week, saying you can't come to the city and not pay homage and tribute to a go-go band. Like there was no artist that came to the city and you didn't have a go-go band on the card.
Exactly. It what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the first time I opened in Oakland. And Too Short was on the bill. I didn't even know who he was. But it was crazy, like when he came out and he opened and I dare to say LL Cool J was the headliner, but I dare to say that he got just as many applauds and likes and everything else being the opening act. Because it was Oakland and it was Too Short. You know what I mean? And so that's the other thing go-go has taught me is the respect for local art. Yeah, I guess I could just say it like that. The respect for local art. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes people think they bigger than they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I love things like the go-go scene and stuff like that just pipe cats down a little bit. Like, you know, calm down, bro. Calm down.
We have a couple of questions from some of our listeners.
Okay.
And one of the questions is about the song Sally.
Right.
And they want to know, what was the process? Like, how did you guys come up with that song?
So Sally was an interesting record. Back in the day, well, still now, but back in the day, you know, when you rap, we rapped on these records that we call break beats. You might have seen the Get Down on Netflix, and you might have seen some other clips on you know, with Flash or Bambaataa or Kool Herc on Instagram. But basically, the way we started was, these DJs would find these records that would have these little parts, which would be these little drum parts. They call the get down part or the break beat, and we would rap on top of them. All of the break beats were not instrumental. A lot of them was just straight drum breaks, but some of them had words in them. The Dyke and the Blazers, Gotta Let a Woman Be a Woman and a Man Be a Man. That was one of the breaks that some people don't like the way Sally, that they used to play that in the park as one of the break beats. So what happened was, us being on that side of making records, I would say we was on the side of making records when records actually started being on the radio, right? So we ended up using that as a hook. Whereas in the street, you know, you'd have just been rapping on it straight through, or the DJ was just been doing his thing and showing his skills. What we ended up doing was making that a hook to a record, because we had an idea, and we may still partake in some of it, but we had an idea at that time to take every one of the break beats that had words in them and make records out of them. But that was one of the funky ones. Like, that was one of the real funky ones. The you know, the Dyke and the Blazers record. So we used it.